Light, free weight exercises offer health benefits for seniors. After choosing the right weights and exercises, it's important to give your body enough time to rest and recover between strength training sets. Check with your doctor if you have concerns. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a gentle weight workout for seniors. We're going to work the upper body and the lower body with some simple moves. Go get your weights. If you have dumbbells, the kind of weights that you can hold on to, that would be okay. Make sure they're light. And if you have no dumbbells, get a couple of cans of beans out of the cupboard. Today I'm going to use dumbbells or hand weights. Mine are 2.5 pounds each. I'm starting with something really light. And if you don't have these, use some cans of beans or cans of something from your cupboard, and they don't have to be exactly the same weight, but keep them, relatively close in size. And you can get these at thrift stores because people seem to be getting rid of them. So you can get a set at a thrift store. Just make sure they're light. And if you want to buy some from an online store like Amazon or Walmart or someplace, even Canadian Tire will have these. That's okay too, but start off with light weights. So we're in my backyard here. We'll use the sounds of the environment today instead of some music. And let's just step touch and move our arms and our legs back and forth, side to side here to warm up our body. Now those dumbbells, it doesn't mean that you're dumb if you're using them. Back in the 16th century, around 1711 in England, athletes worked out with bells that had clappers on them. Heavy metal bells with clappers, and the clappers of course were in the way, so they removed the clappers. So they were bells that were dumb. You couldn't hear them. Notice my arms are crossing, and now my legs are crossing too. Whenever I work out, I try to work a specific muscle group. But if it's in the upper part of my body, I always move the lower part of my body at the same time, or vice versa, to get the most out of the movement. Warm-ups usually take about 3 minutes. Just swatting a bug that's flying by here. Make sure you have water on hand, or some electrolyte drink when you're working out. I can feel my heart working a little bit now, pumping that blood into the muscles so I can get fresh oxygen. Almost done. There's 4 more of these. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's your... So put one of the weights in each hand. We're going to start with the upper body by doing an overhead press. Position your arms so that they're 90 degrees at the joint there, at the elbow. We call this the goalpost position, and we're going to push it overhead so that our arms are as straight as we can get them and pretty close to our head, and then come back down to the goalpost position. So push overhead and come back down. And we might as well move our lower body at the same time, challenge our balance by lifting our leg. You don't have to lift it very high. It's all about the overhead press. Straight arms, push up as high as you can. That's already 4, 5, take your time, think about your form, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then you're going to rest for 1 to 2 minutes. But instead of doing that, we're going to just change the press to a different exercise. It's still a press. We still start here, and we bring our forearms together in front. And we might as well cross our feet at the front of our body, or if you'd prefer to cross behind, that's okay. But do some kind of a cross with the legs. That's 4, 5, 6. We don't need the rest in between of a minute or 2 minutes because we've changed exercises. 2 more, 11, 12, and rest. And then we might as well do another press instead of standing there and just resting, as long as we change positions. So we're going to do a dip, forearm press dip, and we'll push our knees out to the front and lower our body just a little bit as we do this press. And that's 5 right there. Just 6 more. Take your time, think about your form. One more just in case I can't count. Good. So we've done the press. We did 36 of them. Overhead press, pec press, forearm dip press. Exercise 2 is the front arm raise. Now somebody's cutting their lawn over there. I'll just speak up a little bit. So the front arm raise. So I'm going to stand with my feet shoulder width apart, or maybe a little wider. My toes are pointing straight ahead. I've got the weights at my side, but I'm going to turn my hands so that my palms are facing back, and I'm going to lift them up, raise them up so that my arms are parallel to the floor, and then gently bring them down. And I might as well do a little bit of a squat, a little bit of a push the knees forward, a little bit of a sit in the chair that isn't there, as I do my 12 reps of the front arm raise. Exercise number 2. There's 6. And if you don't want to wait the 1 or 2 minutes in between your sets, you just change the position of what you're doing. But make sure it's a raise, an arm raise. Let's just do 1 more and that'll be 12. Good work. So we could just stand here, look around, maybe get a drink, do something, but only for a minute or 2, and then you're going to come back and do another set. But we're going to stand with our feet shoulder width apart, or maybe a little wider. We're going to lift our arms up in a raise. It's going to be to the side, so it's going to be up this way, arms parallel to the floor, and back down slowly, right? And this time, I'm going to not do anything with my lower body. Just focus on the side arm raise, but it's still an arm raise, and the arm is still straight and it's still parallel to the floor, and the palms are facing down. Just 4 more, and then that'll be 12. Take your time. 2 more. Good work. And then again, we could rest for a minute or 2 in between, give our muscles a chance to contract and relax a little bit. But instead of that, we're going to do another arm raise. Again, standing with my feet firmly on the ground, toes pointing straight ahead. Feel the 3 pads on the bottom of your foot for stability, right? And this time, one arm's going to go to the side like that, and the other arm's going to go out to the front, and then we're going to alternate. It'll be this one to the side, while this one's going to the front. So it'll look something like this. Got that? And you know what? I think we can still squat a little bit, push the knees forward while we do this. So it's a side arm raise and a front arm raise at the same time. Challenge the brain, right? And we're doing a little bit of a movement in the lower body. Why not? Why are we doing it? Because we can. So we're doing 12 of these. So that'll be 36 arm raises. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more for good luck. And I know you're saying, Robert, you can't even count. Good work. Exercise number 3 is the curl. We're working the biceps. Upper arm at the front. We use biceps a lot. So we stand with our feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing straight ahead. We do the curl like this, all the way up as far as we can curl up, and all the way back down as far as we can go. Full range of motion. Okay? So as we curl up, I'm just going to lift off and balance on one foot and then come back down. And lift off and balance on one foot and come back down. So up, up. And that leg I'm balancing on is straight, and so is the other one. They're both straight. So I have to lean a little bit, shift my weight to the side so I can get the other leg off the ground a little bit. So is that 6? Yes. There's 7. Full range of motion. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The arm curl. We're going to do it again, except this time, instead of waiting a minute or 2 and resting, we're going to change a little bit. We're going to get our legs together, because as we curl up, we're going to heel dig out in front and sit into the chair a little tiny bit. So it's a straight leg heel dig. That means I place the heel on the ground as I curl, point my toe to the sky, and sit down a little bit into the chair that isn't there. There's 6 arm curls, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 2 more, 11, 12. Remember what I said. I said if these weights, after we do 36 of these, are still too easy and too light, then we can change to something a little tiny bit heavier. Not much. Okay, but for me, I think these are just perfect. We got to do another set of 12. I could just rest in between, but nope. I'm going to just change it again. So I'm going to still curl up and curl down, except maybe I'll put my feet closer together and I'll just shove the heel back as I do it. Standing up nice and tall, doing the arm curl or the bicep curl, pushing my heel back just to change my body a little tiny bit. But remember, If you want to rest in between each set for a minute or two, that's okay. And one more, no, another one. And another one. There, I want to make sure I get the 12. So that's exercise number 3, the arm curl. Exercise number 4 is the tricep extension. That means we're going to lift our elbow up nice and high and extend our arm so that it's parallel to the ground. And I don't want you to bend over too much to do this. I want you to try to maintain good posture. So let's just stand with our feet shoulder width apart and our toes pointing straight ahead and get our elbows up nice and high, and then straighten our arms so they're parallel to the floor, and then back down. And I think for this one we'll just stand still. I'm trying to stand up straight. I can lean over a little tiny bit, that's okay. Focus on those arms. The only thing that's really moving in your body for this one are your forearms from the elbow to your weights. I think we got to do 4 more. 12, 3 sets of 12. And 1 more. Let's just relax for a sec, but while we're relaxing here, we're going to do that exactly the same as we did the first time. Let's just push our shoulders up and push them back and push our weights into the floor and bring our shoulders together at the front and push them up and push them back and push our weights into the floor and our shoulders come together at the front. One more time, push your shoulders up, push them back, weights into the floor, and shoulders come together at the front. Now's the time for a little bit of a drink. And I think about a minute has gone by. Not 2 minutes. If you wanted to wait another minute, that's okay too. All right, you ready to do it again? So feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing straight ahead. Get the elbows as high as you can and just straighten your arms. I'm bending a little bit because I find it very uncomfortable to do it this way. I can't get my arms up higher. It's just way too hard. So I'm going to lean a little bit, just a little bit, and keep everything steady except for your forearms. Tricep extension, or kickback, some people call it. Just 6 more. 6. Great, great, great. Can you roll the shoulder 3 times and roll the other one 3 times? So that's the tricep extension. The last exercise for the upper body is the front row. So I have to position my legs, get them apart a little bit. You can turn the foot one way or turn the other foot the other way, whatever. Sometimes I like to do the one foot is one way and the other one is a little bit of an angle. And then I lean with my forearm on my quad here. Extend the arm with the weights. Both of them are in the same hand. If it's too heavy, just use one. Put the other one down. And just keep your head in neutral, looking down, and just row up to your armpit and let the weights go all the way back down and up to your armpit and all the way back down. You're working your back here and your shoulder and all kinds of core muscles, and it's just a bent over row. down 6. Just 6 more. The nice thing about the bent over row is that instead of waiting a minute or two before we do our second set, let's do one more. Slowly come up. We can just switch sides, give that one side a rest. Forearm on quad, position your feet so you feel very stable. Get your head in neutral, like don't arch your head up to see what's going on up there or look down. Just keep it in neutral. Let the arm hang there with both weights or one weight, and then pull them up to your armpit and down. Take your time. You can count. There's 4. You just have to do 6 more. 6. And then slowly come up. Good. Other side, remember, we got 2 sides to our body, 2 arms, 2 sets of shoulder muscles, so we've got to do set number 2. And 12 reps. You take your time. Think about your body and all the muscles that are benefiting from these simple weight exercises with a dumbbell. Hopefully you'll get yourself a couple of sets of dumbbells that are just still light weights, but a little bit different. And one more. That was 12, I think. Switch. This is set number 2. So row, row, row your boat. You could sing along. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. You could sing along, but make sure you do 12 at least. If you did more than 12, that would be okay, but less than 12, not for us. For seniors, you need to do more than 10 reps, 3 sets if you've got time, and light weights with the proper form. Good work. Notice I'm standing up in between each one. Last set. 1, 2, 3. There's lots of robins in my yard. They're having their babies. Babies grow very quickly, and they don't like to leave their mother, but their mother likes to get rid of them as soon as she thinks they're ready to fledge. Here we go, the last set. Last side. Here comes 8. So, the bent over row, great for your back and your shoulder body. Now the focus is on the lower body. And there are 2 exercises that you have done if you've looked at any of these videos or anybody else's videos on exercises for seniors. You've done these exercises before, but maybe not with dumbbells or cans of beans. The first one is going to be the squat. And I'm going to put my feet shoulder width apart, or maybe a little wider, wherever I'm comfortable, so that I can do the squat properly and not fall over. Toes pointing straight ahead, pushing down with the 3 pads in the bottom of my feet for stability. I'm going to place the cans of beans or the dumbbells on my shoulders here. That's why a dumbbell kind of works better than a can of beans. They kind of fit there nicely. And then I just do the squat. So I lower my hips and my body down. My knees go forward over the middle of my feet. I push my tailbone back. I'm on a little bit of an arch back there with my back, and then I slowly come back up. And it looks kind of like this from the side. So as I push my hips down and my tailbone back and my knees forward over the middle of my feet, I lean slightly, so I'm on about this kind of an angle, keeping my head in neutral, and then I push with the bottom of my feet up. But you know what, that's 2. Let's try it again. Take your time. How low can you go so that you feel okay and your form is perfect? That's the key. If you're here and you can't go any lower, that's okay. Eventually you'll be able to if you keep this up. And if you ever feel any pain when you do any of these weight exercises, you just start moving away from the pain. You don't want to go into pain. You can still do them, you just don't want pain. So if you're recuperating from some kind of an injury or an operation, or you're not feeling up to par, you just stay away from the pain. But my feet are really planted well into this pea gravel here, so I'm feeling okay, stability balance-wise. The weights are sitting on my shoulders to add a little bit more weight than just my body weight. The dumbbells work really well. They got a little bit of a space there to sit on my shoulders. Now, we haven't mentioned anything about breathing in this workout today, but you know a lot about that. So you're going to, instead of talk like me, you're going to be taking a breath in and blowing out on the hard part. Blow out, blow out, blow out, blow out, blow out. Breathe in on the way up. Is that 12? Yes, it is. And we just take a little bit of a rest. How much of a rest? 1 to 2 minutes. Give your muscles a chance to relax and get back to where they feel less strain, because you're adding a little bit of work to those muscles today. So you might want to take a drink, or you could change the actual exercise, or at least change it a little bit. So let's move on. Instead of waiting around, let's move on to the lunge. And again, the lunge, we're going to go with 1 foot way back and 1 foot forward. Notice my knee, when I go straight down like an elevator, it goes over top of the middle of my feet, right? And I'm holding myself up with the balls of my feet back there. If I bring my legs apart a little bit, it's not quite as hard. My balance is more stable. But if you want to have it almost right behind the other one. Now, what do we do with these arms? Well, you know what to do. We're going to go down with that straight arm raise. Hey, that's pretty cool. So it's a lunge with the weights. Have you done this before? Yeah, you've done this before, maybe not with the weights. So we're doing a straight arm raise and a lunge. I mean, you don't have to do it like this. You could do the straight arm raise like this, or out to the side. Just parallel to the floor, go the arms. "12." Where were we? That was set 1. Here comes set number 2. You're on an angle from the top of your head down to your tailbone, but not much of one, keeping it as straight as possible. Push those hips back and the tailbone up a little bit. Keep that head in neutral. Blow out on the way down, that's the hard part. Breathe in on the way up. That's why you take your time. You can focus. You can get that breath in there. Breathe in through your nose. One more. Good work. Let's take the other foot and put it forward this time. Back on the balls of your feet back there. Make sure you go straight down like an elevator. You don't lean forward. And as you go down like this knee will automatically bend. This one will too a little bit. But this will bend and it'll go over the middle of your foot. So you go down until there's no pain and you're still okay with the distance you're going down. Boy, these weight exercises are so good for your body. They keep your bones strong, increase the bone density so that they don't break and you don't fall over because they break. They manage your cholesterol and your glucose, keeping that at the right levels. Are you counting? Are we getting to 12 yet? Last set squats. You ready? Push the tailbone back and down go the hips. Breath in, blow out. Breathe in through your nose, blow out. That's 3. You do the breath. I'll do the talking. 5 already, just 7 more of these. How's your form? Think about your form. Don't think about what you're going to buy at the grocery store or what you're going to vacuum in your house or what you're having for supper. Just think about your exercise. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section at the end of the video. Hit the subscribe button too. That helps me when you hit the subscribe button. And one more. This one goes forward. This one goes back. You ready? We're an elevator. We're going straight down, straight up. And we blow out on the way down. And we breathe in on the way up and blow out on the way down. You can do whatever you want with your arms, but since you've learned the straight arm lift, you might as well try it out here. Have you been counting? Let's just do one more for good luck. Get the other side. And then the last 12. If I don't get this right, you can do it right. Just put me on pause and do whatever you have to do to get me so that everything's been done right. And by that I mean I got to do 12 reps of the exercise, rest in between for 1 to 2 minutes, and then do 12 more, rest, and then the third set of 12, rest. That's what we're doing. But you know my brain, a little bit scrambled sometimes. So I'm going to do the hammer hold here on the weights, on the old dumbbells, and as I go down I'm going to hammer up to here. But when I get to here, when I come back up, I'm going to push straight overhead and do that press too. So now I have a curl and a press. Curl, press, lunge. Wow, all 3 of them. This is perfect speed for me. I can focus on what I'm doing. And remember what I said at the beginning. If the weights are too heavy, you will compromise your posture by doing a lot of swinging and getting gravity to help you do the exercise. And you don't want to swing. You want to keep your body in the right position and focus on the muscle. Good work. 3 sets of 12 with a rest in between. Just so that we don't have any aches and pains the next day after our workout, especially if we do 3 sets of 12, we want to make sure that at the end of the workout part here, of the exercising part, we want to do some stretches. And we want to stretch the muscles that we worked. And we want to hold the stretch for 2 minutes. And if you're doing more than one stretch, that could be, 10 minutes worth of stretching, which is okay. Today I'm just going to pick one position which stretches most of the muscles, and I'm going to hold that for 2 minutes. And I'm going to use the weights to do it. Okay, so I've got my feet really wide here, toes pointing straight ahead. I'm going to sit in the chair with my squat. That's far enough. I'm going to get my arms up as if I'm going to press something, palms facing down, and I'm going to look up between the weights and I'm going to hold it. And that's going to stretch lots of muscles that we use today. And can I hold this for 2 whole minutes? I don't know, maybe 1. I'll let you know, because when I've had enough, I'll stop. But I'm going to be trying really hard to hold it for 2 whole minutes. At the chipmunk. My cat loves chasing chipmunks. She wouldn't catch them though, she's afraid of them. Okay, that's 1 minute. Here we go with the second one. I gotta push my tailbone back a little bit. My arms gotta be up here a little higher. I'm getting tired, but I'm stretching those muscles that I used today. Okay, it's not quite 2 minutes, but that's good for me today. We're going to finish off with a meditation. And I want you to find yourself a chair. And I want you to sit on the chair, but I want you to sit on the edge of the chair so you're sitting up nice and tall. None of that slouching back into the chair and losing all the benefits from what we just did by displaying poor posture. We want great posture, so sit up nice and tall. But try to be relaxed. Let's take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Blow out through your mouth with a long, long blowout, pierced your lips. One more time through your nose. Okay, we're going to tap the side of our hand right there, the karate chop position. We're going to tap it and we're going to say, we did a great job with weights today. Other side, we did a great job with weights today. Right here where the eyebrow meets the top of the nose, your fingers, we did a great job with weights today. Here at the edge of the eyebrows, we did a great job with weights today. Right underneath your eyes on the bone, we did a great job with weights today. Are you saying this with me? Let's do it again just in case you're not saying it. I want you to say it. Even if you don't believe you did a great job, say it anyway. Your brain will register it as something positive. We did a great job with weights today. 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 Between your nose and your upper lip, we did a great job with weights today. Between your lower lip and your chin, we did a great job with weights today. So your collarbone, soft spot right here, right about here, we did a great job with weights today. Remember, right below your nose and above your upper lip, we did a great job with weights today. Below your lip, above your chin, we did a great job with weights today. There's your collarbone, soft spot, right about here. We did a great job with weights today. Underneath your arm on this side, we did a great job with weights today. We did a great job with weights today. Right here, there's a soft spot, collarbone. We did a great job with weights today. Underneath your arm, we did a great job with weights today. We did a great job with weights today. And at the top of your head in the middle, we did a great job with weights today. Under your arm, we did a great job with weights today. This arm, we did a great job with weights today. We did a great job with weights today. So, there are 9 of those points in your body, energy points, that you're going to tap when you do the tapping meditation. The first one is the karate spot. That's number 1. Number 2 right here. Eyebrow meets the nose at the top. Number 3, eyebrow down here. Number 4, on the bone. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Anytime you feel stressed, anytime you want to focus on you and all the positive things about you, that's what you do. You tap and you start at here and you end here and you say something positive and short about yourself. Okay? Have fun with those weights.